your side, how do you know when it's exclusive? Are we just dating, or are we official?
Hey, this is his side. So how do you make your relationship exclusive? Just you and her, not a whole bunch of dating one-on-one.
A lot of us been there. A lot of us been in those type of relationships where everything seems to be going right. It's been consistent. It's been going on for a couple months now, and you're starting to think that you're in a relationship, but you're not quite sure yet.
All right, so to be upfront, I think I told you my priority was not to make this young lady my wife. I had evil plans when I first met her. But of course, all that changed the moment we first talked. You just got to be upfront with the person. I was upfront with her. I told her, hey, I'm dating other people. Do you need to know about that? Probably don't need to know names, but I need to know, are you dating other people? She told me up front. She said, yeah, there's other guys I was dating.
For me, I was done, like, just dating around.
Before we became exclusive, I would tell you I fell in love with her, and I knew this was something special, but I'll talk about that another day. So us leaving the exclusive, we had dated a couple times. We definitely had conversations.
Yeah. All right. Story. So we talked a lot, consistently. We talked on the phone, and the conversation was great. And so we decided to see each other, and I'm like, oh my God, look at this dude. He is fine. He is fine as hell. And I'm telling you, like, after the date, I was on Snapchat like, oh my God, this is the dude. You can't just give him none. You gotta, like, wait a little while, because, you know, this the kind of guy that you want to keep around and stuff. Like, I was tripping on Snapchat. And then I got to work, and my closest friend, she, at the time we worked together, and I'm just like, oh my God. I think I was like reliving a moment, cause I was tripping. I admit I was tripping, but I kept calling him Stefan, cause you know how like Steve Urkel, right? When he used to, after he got out that machine and he was all smooth as hell, everybody was like, Stefan, he is so fine. I met him and we had that clear line of communication. I told him, look, this is where I'm headed. I'm not dating to be your girlfriend for 25 years. Either we're gonna be together eventually, we're working towards that, or we're just not going to have a relationship and we could be friends. We need to establish where we're heading. And for him, he wanted the same exact thing as me. He wanted a family. These are my goals, and my goal is marriage eventually one day. And he respected what I said, and he liked what I said.
We talked a little bit after that, but I really just wanted to see how she acted. There's a couple of situations and opportunities that came up. Like one time, she was supposed to go somewhere on a date, and she didn't. I think that was one of the most important things for me. Was like, okay, you're supposed to go see somebody. You chose to spend time with me versus doing anybody else. And we were spending like day in and day out with each other. But I knew she could have been doing anything else, but I was glad that she chose to spend that time with me.
First, probably things maybe he saw was that when I knew I wanted to see him, I knew I wanted to date him, I cut other people off. What I need to talk to you for? What I need to be laying in bed with you for? No reason at all when he doing it for me, you know. So I just cut people off. It wasn't nothing, you know, to cut someone off. I don't need to see 3, 4, 5 people at one time if I'm getting everything I need out of one person, and especially if I plan on building with that person.
And I think that's it. Just pretty straightforward. Just tell the person what you want, what you're looking for, and listen to them when they tell you. So if they tell you, hey, I'm dating other people and I don't plan on stopping dating other people, then you got your answer. If they tell you up front, I want to be with just you and only you, then I think you know that. And I also think that doesn't happen a lot, because I'll be up front with you. I don't think I've ever sat down and had a conversation with anybody prior to this and said, hey, we're exclusive. I think either me or the other person just made assumptions. Now I do remember this. I do remember she told me once we had sex, we together.
I told him that soon as we do it, we together. I don't care. Soon as you put your stuff or touch or we together. And I don't know if he believed me or not, but I told him from the beginning, like, look, I catch feelings. I'm not gonna lie. I know myself enough to know that I catch feelings when I'm dealing with someone, especially if everything is like magical.
For me, sex does not equate we're exclusive with each other. I understand the depth of that situation, but it doesn't mean that to me.
A man's perspective is different. His side of everything is different. You know, men, they can go ahead and do the do, and for them it's not like, okay, now I'm emotionally attached to this woman, and I don't care how many of y'all females talk about, I can do it without catching feelings, and I can have relationships and relations without. Girl, please, you know, when your back get cracked, you be all in love. So, okay, all right, ladies, that's not true. Once you have sex, you're not together. You need to sit down and talk to the person, and y'all need to both say you're together. And that's exactly what we did. I believe the way you know when it's official is when you both have a clear line of communication that you are official.
So I don't want to date anyone else. I don't want to talk to anyone else. I don't want to do any of this with anybody else. I know you got other guys you're talking to. Is this something that you want to do? I brought it up. She told me up front. She's like, I told you when we had sex we were together. And I was like, and I told you, ha ha ha. So we talked and we came to an agreement. I said, hey, look, I don't want to do this with no one else. And she said, I don't want to do this with no one else either. And we just jumped. It's really important that I lay this out, because in the past, you know, I've been in a lot of situations in the past to where, you know, you wake up and one day, next thing you know, you're in a relationship. You have no idea how you got in that relationship, but next thing you're in a relationship.
And we went on 2 dates back to back. Perfect. All the way down to that night. And he got the cheeks that night. I tried not to do it. I tried, but his powers was too strong. He had some strong powers, and I fought it that whole night. I swear I did. And he still got it. And after that, I was like, we together. We together. I don't know what that meant for him, but I told him my conditions and my you know, how things work, and he chose to go that route. And so we was together after that. The day that he chose to officially make it official, he got down on his knees, and I was like, oh shoot, is this man proposing to me already? And that was on his end, but like I said, we were together.
She told me up front, yeah, I mean, this is something I want with you, which is important. And we kind of established it there. It was a verbal conversation. There were no assumptions. I think that's really key to make. There's no room for interpretation. All right. At the end of the day, you gotta sit down and talk to each other. Just because you hang out every day doesn't mean you're in an exclusive relationship. I think that's probably really key, because we were upfront. I think a lot of times people just say, "Oh, I'm just out here hanging out. I'm not doing anything. I'm just waiting on Mr. Right." When in truth, you know, they got like 2 or 3 booty call numbers ready to go in their phone. Just be upfront. All right. Nothing to be ashamed about if you just hanging out having fun with somebody. And that's how we became exclusive. Are you getting real comfy? This ain't that kind of film. This ain't that kind of film.
Anyway.
So how we became exclusive. Ladies first.
Alright, so I told you he got down on me and he asked me.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember asking me to be your woman?
Don't remember that.
Really? It was in the kitchen.
I don't remember that.
Really?
Keep going.
See what he did? He lying.
Keep going. I'm listening.
Anyway, like I said before, we communicated what we wanted with each other, and we went forth from that. I mean, it was a mutual agreement pretty much. I don't think that you should ever assume that you're in a relationship with a person if you haven't discussed it with them and they agreed to be with you, because I've heard it before. You thinking you're with a man and the man be like, I ain't never tell you that. I ain't never said we was together.
That's how we sound.
Yep.
I know. Sound like slaves. Is that what it is? You sound like slaves.
They sound like that. I ain't say that. So you just be like, really?
We got some goods, master.
Really? So all the dinners we've been going out, you don't be hiding me. I be all over your social media. We be taking the pictures together.
Anyway, so I guess I agree with you 100% about no misconceptions, no misunderstandings. But I am going to say that, and this is very important, I'm looking at the camera on this one. Just because you have sex with somebody does not mean you're together. Some people think that that's the case. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to set yourself up for failure if you think that's the case.
I told him the moment we lay down together, we were together, and he said he didn't mind that. I told him I catch feelings. He said he wanted the feelings. So,
yeah,
it doesn't apply to everybody, but it applied to us.
No, it didn't. Because when did I get on one knee and ask you to be my girl? Before or after that?
After that.
All right, then. So, all I'm saying again is, don't set yourself up like that. I know giving yourself physically is a huge step, all right? But don't sit here and think because you've given something to someone that they have to give it to you in return.
True.
If you haven't had those conversations and been upfront with each other. And also, don't lie to yourself. A lot of people are in situations right now because it's comfortable. They don't really like the person. They don't see it going anywhere. They're just wasting their time. But they're comfortable, you know.
They like the idea of the relationship.
And you can be comfortable in a painful situation. You know, after a while, some people have a pair of shoes that's uncomfortable. But after a while, they get a little callous on whenever piece was uncomfortable. They get used to that. That doesn't mean you're supposed to wear them shoes. Them shoes are supposed to fit a certain kind of way.
Big old bunion.
But I think that's the most important thing. As it with everything, you're probably gonna hear this a lot. Communication is key.
Yeah.
That's where all misunderstandings come from. That's where I think everything can go right or everything can go wrong. It's just that upfront communication. And it's so rare nowadays, or so rare period, because I think everyone's out to get something or they're out to protect themselves from someone trying to get something. And I would have missed out on the best thing in my life if I would have put my guard up and said, oh, well, she's this, she's that, I gotta be careful. Yeah, you gotta be a little cautious and careful, but at the end of the day, just like with anything else, you can't put your toe in the water. You gotta jump all the way in. You can't be like, oh, you know, to see what it feels like in here. No, you gotta be all the way in. You can't say, oh, I'm only gonna tell you a little bit. No, you just gotta be up front and just deal with the consequences that come with that. Because if someone can't deal with the real you, then they weren't gonna ever deal with the real you. Whether you gave it to them in bite-sized pieces or in one big lump.
Communicate. You feel like you maybe want to take it to the next step with somebody, y'all need to sit down and talk about those. That's not going to be the hardest thing you talk about. There's going to be other things that you might have to talk about later on down the road that, you know, you might have to really find the courage to talk about. But if you love someone or you want to love someone, you want to be with them, sit down, talk to them. You never know. You never know, that person might have the same exact feelings as well, but never assume that you guys are together, because that's how you get hurt. You hear our baby?
Our baby is here.
He can't hit his toy.
Our baby is here. He's fussing, but we're gonna go ahead and give him some love. Love up on him. You got anything else, baby?
No, that was it. I think we covered everything.
All right, so this has been his side
Her side.
and the truth.
Yep. Thank you guys for coming back again and watching our channel. I hope that you subscribe. I hope that you like. I hope y'all hit that little button on the bottom of the screen, please. And come back again. We'll have some more for you next week. And stay tuned for another video of his side, her side, and the truth. Alright guys.